Hello, this is Stephan from SK Mouthpieces. I'm going to show you the refacing of a Vandoren mouthpiece today. It's a Vandoren V16 T9 mouthpiece. The first thing that I do is I always measure the facing to begin with. I just want to get a sense of what the layout is. I want to find out how open it is. It's 1/14,000th of an inch. I do the first pass on the sandpaper, always revealing. You can see that the mouthpiece here is it has like a dip in the middle, and I think it's something they do on purpose to deal with bulging reeds, but I would just say that a bulging reed is not great either way, so I prefer putting a flat table on it. The other thing here, you can see that the baffle is a little too high. One more pass on the sandpaper, and this brought us to a flat table. Measuring, starting to put the facing on it. You can see it's a little uneven at the tip as well. So I'm just looking at which way I want to correct the facing overall. But first, I start shaping the tip rail. So the tip rail and the side rails have a lot to do with how the mouthpiece responds. Like if it fits perfectly with the reed or the reed profile, the response is much better. And that's really true for any mouthpiece. It's just faster, cleaner response. Starting to look pretty good. There's still some work to do here. A few more passes on the sandpaper. I'm starting to put a facing on it. It's kind of a back and forth process. I see the facing starting to lock in a little bit, but now I want to make sure that the baffle comes down. So it's quite high. And when the baffle is too high, it just causes a lot of resistance in the mouthpiece, and it can bring some kind of like a bright shrillness to the mouthpiece that's not really that great. I'm just gonna polish it off like a little bit now. I'm gonna do it again a little later, but it's just easier to see the work when I have it a little clean in there. You can see that I'm starting to dial in the facing right now. I used one of the thicker gauges. That was the 77,000ths of an inch, the round one. And I used that to anchor the rest of the facing. Once I'm happy with that number, I make sure that all the other numbers, they line up or they're oriented towards that. Now I'm down to 110,000ths of an inch of an opening. I'm actually going to leave it here and let the client decide if he wants to open it back up. It's much easier to open up a mouthpiece than to close it down. If you end up opening up the mouthpiece too far, then the only way is really just to reface it one more time. And that's just not that great. So if there's a question about tip size, I usually err on the smaller side, and then it can always be opened up. Cleaning up the sides here, polishing it up. It's going to look like no work has been done on the outside eventually here, once it's polished up. Doing some more work on the baffle here. It's starting to look pretty good. It's starting to have the right shape. I'm sanding it down a little bit. I want to get rid of the file marks. And now I'm polishing it up. And this is probably the final pass. Polishing on the baffle. You can see it looks really nice. Measuring it one last time. There's still a couple of little things to clean up in the facing. And there you go, 110,000ths of an inch opening. So thanks a lot for watching this video. There will be more videos coming on my channel, so please remember to click subscribe. And also click the bell button. That way you'll get notification for upcoming videos. Thanks again. Have a great day. Bye.